Looks like we have a pretty good group, so we'll go ahead and get started. So again, thank you all for joining today's OneSignal webinar on message personalization made easy. So my name is Eyra. I am a customer success manager here at OneSignal, primarily working with our small and medium businesses. I'm so excited to chat with you all today and kind of give you some quick tips and tricks on message personalization. So for our agenda for today, we're going to do a quick overview of what message personalization is. Next, we're going to review how to incorporate message personalization within OneSignal in your messages. And then we'll do a quick platform demo after that, of kind of a quick trick on how to make this a little bit easy. And then, of course, we'll leave hopefully about maybe 10 minutes or so at the end for some question and answer as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first, message personalization overview. So what is message personalization? It's actually pretty straightforward. It's just incorporating personalization or personal messages into your push, email, or SMS messages that you are sending. So kind of making the messages feel like they are for that specific user themselves. So personalizing your messages actually helps the users connect more with your app or website and your business overall. They're great for driving higher engagement and ROI because they're tailored for that specific individual. So we've seen that personalized content can actually increase your open rates by up to 4 times the amount. You can incorporate personalization into, more than just the body of the message. You can actually incorporate it into the notification title, as well as even the specific images that an individual might receive with their message. So some common use cases for message personalization. You can use the person's name within the message itself, which is always nice. For abandoned cart messages, we see that the actual item that the person has added to the cart will be included, or an image of that item. You can actually incorporate content based on actions that that specific user has taken within your app or on your website. And another great use case is that they're typically used to celebrate specific achievements of the user themselves. So for instance, a gaming app, we often see maybe some celebration around the level of attainment achieved. And finally, we see if you're kind of have maybe a social app, that is great for incorporating kind of the social activity of the group or groups of the individuals themselves. So next, let's cover how to incorporate personalization into your messages specifically. So the first step is actually incorporating or setting what we call data tags within OneSignal. So a data tag is just a key value pair that stores custom or personal data about a user. So typically, I like to think of data tags as just user attributes. So things that pertain to the specific individual. So again, their name, maybe an activity or events that they've taken on your app or website, or even around feedback that they've shared around your app, website, or even your company brand or products. So the nice thing about data tags is because they are around user attributes or activities, they allow you to add in this kind of specific relevant copy to your messages that make it very personal for the user themselves. So data tags, OneSignal, we actually offer multiple ways to actually set data tags within the system. So I've broken it down here into kind of 3 sections. So one way to add data tags is via code. And so that's via the SDK or the API. But for those of you that aren't maybe developers or don't know how to code, there are actually a lot of no code options as well. So as I listed here, the no-code options include uploading a CSV upload of your user attributes or data tags. Or there are a few ways within the app to incorporate data tags based on user behavior. So we have for web push, our category slide down prompt. For mobile push, we have in-app messaging, and in our journeys feature, our new journeys feature offers a way to add data tags as well. So those are some of the ways that are no code options for those of you like myself that aren't coders. And then finally, we actually have specific integrations that allow you to send the data tags or pass them into OneSignal pretty seamlessly once you've set up the integration with some of our third-party providers. So typically, we do recommend setting data tags via the SDK, so that first code option here. And typically, the reason we recommend this is because it's best integrated with your app or website. And it's almost automatic. The data tags will get updated automatically based on your user activities or information that the user enters themselves. So again, just to be clear about ways that you can add data tags to OneSignal, if you think about using the SDK or the API to set your data tags, a developer would be needed to add the data tags this way. So again, we do recommend adding data tags via the SDK if you can. And so you'll just want to think about reaching out to your engineering or development team to help you add data tags in this way. This chart is nice because we kind of break down that you can add data tags for whatever type of channel you are using for messaging, whether that's push, in-app messaging, SMS, email, or using our journeys feature as well. For those of you that want to add tags without code, and again, you can do both. You don't necessarily have to limit yourselves to only adding data tags via code or no code, but these are the ways that you can add them if you're choosing one of the no code options. So as you can see here, I show a quick example of the category slide down prompt to the left. So this is when users kind of get to opt in to receive push around specific categories. So as they select maybe the sports and the USA News category, those data tags will actually be added automatically. So no additional code is needed. For our in-app messaging feature, you can actually tag the user in the setup. So you'll create a tag once you create your in-app message. And then when users click that specific in-app message, the tag will get automatically added. And then finally, for our journeys feature, which is where you kind of set up automation as users go through your user journey, you can actually add tags when they get to specific sections of the journey. So again, these tags will be added automatically. So OneSignal, we've tried to make it fairly simple for you to add these data tags, which will then make it easy for you to add personalization to your messages. Finally, I did want to quickly review some of our third-party integrations that allow you to integrate or send your data tags to OneSignal. So our segment integration allows users to send traits or properties using the track, I think it's segments identify or track calls. And then our HubSpot integration allows, there's a edit OneSignal devices tags is the workflow to send them to OneSignal. And then within Mixpanel, you can automatically sync kind of the first name or last name if they are present in that database or that Mixpanel kind of integration that you have. So these are nice ways to easily send those data tags to OneSignal as well. So next, I wanted just to highlight some quick examples. So this kind of hopefully resonates a bit more as to what data tags are. So you can see here, you can easily add a first name or a last name or even a username, maybe if you're a gaming app. You can add an account type. So maybe if you have a subscription type of service, you can delineate whether those users are within the free or paid, or maybe there's a premium or VIP option that you have as well. Obviously, cart item for abandoned carts is going to be nice. You can add a data tag around whether purchases have been made, the amount that has been spent within your app or on your website. even around activity such as last notification clicked, the game level they've reached, maybe the total amount of points they've attained with your game, or even the high score. And again, another good example of data tags are categories that they might be interested, or even categories that they may have clicked on your website. And then some other general kind of user attributes, maybe the age range of your user, the location or geography that they're in, and kind of, again, where they've subscribed or whether they're doing some social shares or referring others to your app. That would be a nice tag to add as well. So again, think of data tags as user attributes or activities and events that occur and ways that you can group your users to hopefully allow you to send some more personalized messaging. So now that we've covered data tags in length, the second step for incorporating message personalization is what we call tag variable substitution. So essentially, this is a way for you to, now that you've got all these data tags, we want to substitute or add them into the message themselves. So the way in which we do this is what we call through liquid syntax inline placeholders. It's kind of a fancier, nebulous name, but it's really just adding a couple of brackets both before and after. But the nice thing within OneSignal is that our push, in-app messaging, emails, journeys, and SMS all support this liquid syntax placeholders so that you can easily add the personalized data tags to your messaging. So the way it works is that the tag key will be substituted with each individual device's tag value. So I've tried to highlight these examples here at the bottom where you'll see the tag is first name or the tag is cart item. So what we're doing is just starting the liquid syntax with those brackets, implementing the tag that we want to be substituted, and then including just a default in case there might not be a tag next to that individual's name. So to continue and hopefully drive this tag variable substitution a little bit further, I wanted to walk through a quick example with you all. And so you'll see here, the message that I want to send to my users is just, hello, Josh, we've just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat level 10. So for this message, the two data tags that I want to set are just going to be first name, so I can incorporate the user's name, and then current level, so I can incorporate what level they're currently at within the game. So as you can see here, I listed example tags for 3 separate users. So user 1, their first name tag is Josh, and their current level is 10. For user 2, their first name tag is George, and their current level is 9. And for user 3, there are actually no data tags on this individual. So now I'm going to actually create my notification message. So you'll see here, I type hello, and then I incorporate the tag substitution. I have the 2 brackets, and then put in first name and a default there, just in case there is no first name tag. We just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat level. Again, I'm using the tag variable substitution, opening the brackets, current level tag with a default 1, and ending that with those brackets. So as you see here, this basically results in the following notifications getting sent to users. So I only have to write the top message, but the data tag substitution will happen for each individual as they receive the message. So they'll get that personalized message like, hello, Josh, we just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat level 10. George receives, hello, George, we just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat level 9. And user 3, the one that didn't have any data tags, they get those default substitutes. So it says, hello there, we just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat level 1. So the nice thing is, even when there aren't data tags there, if you use the tag substitution with those defaults, it still feels like the user's getting a pretty personalized message, even when there are no data tags on that specific user. So last part I wanted to highlight So besides just kind of the message personalization or data tag, you can actually substitute images. We also even have a launch URL substitution as well. So what this means is that you can use an image substitution key for, typically we see this used in abandoned cart type messages. So you'll add the last item of the individual's cart that they've added in the push. And you'll add the name in kind of the body of your message, but you can actually add a cart image so that it correlates to the specific item that they've added. So again, it'll be not just you mentioning the cart or product name, but including that relevant image for that user as well. So hopefully drive them to actually make that purchase. So you can see here on the right, I show within OneSignal where you can see that image substitution, just in that image line, the cart image, and we have a default image as well. And then next, as I mentioned, you can actually substitute or use tag substitution into the launch URL of the push. So this is where you actually want that individual to go once they've clicked your push notification. So this is great again for abandoned cart messages. So once they click the push, you can actually send them to that final page where they make the purchase. So as opposed to maybe sending them back to the beginning of your website or just where they added a product, you can actually send them to the last step to make it easy for them to complete. So what I want to do just to drive this home is actually walk through a quick platform demo within OneSignal to show you a quick little shortcut for the liquid syntax. Okay. So we'll just hop into the substitution, or excuse me, I'm hopping into our OneSignal demo account. So what I did is just clicked on messages. I can do this again just so you all see. Click on messages here at the top, and then I'm going to click on new push up here in the top right hand corner. And so if we scroll down, you'll see here I'm gonna type in a quick example, maybe just come back, and then I'll get to the message. But what I wanted to highlight was this liquid syntax shortcut that we have. So as you'll see here, there's a little plus sign. So when you click that, it allows you to select this personalization tag. So you'll see once you do that, it actually adds in the liquid syntax for you. So I know sometimes you can forget what the brackets look like, where to press them. We try to make this easy for you to add. So if we're continuing on my example, I'm just gonna write hello. And then you'll see here we've typed in tag key. So this is what you want that tag to be. So in our example, we're typing hello Josh or hello George. So I'm gonna type in that first name tag here. And then a default, we were going to put there just in case no one is actually, or there aren't any data tags. So I'll type hello there, and then I'll keep going. So I'll type, we just improved our controls. Come back and see if you can beat. And what I'll do is select the plus sign again and the personalization tag to add in the next one. So I'll replace the tag key with current level for my level tag. And then, oops, let me actually spell that correctly. And then I'll put in 1 for our default value and end that with an exclamation. So this is nice. You know, again, you can add the personalization here. You'll see that personalization tag can be added to the title as well if you want to include tag substitution or personalization in your title or subtitle. We just wanted to drive home that we've tried to make it easy now with this quick feature where you can add in the liquid syntax and hopefully make it easy for you to add your tags to set up your message personalization. All right, great. Well, I know I have been yammering for a while now, so I wanted to save some time for some questions. So feel free to type in your questions in the chat. I'll give you guys a minute, just any questions you have about message personalization or data tags, I'd love to answer just to hopefully allow you all to add personalization to your messages a little bit easier. All right, it looks like we have a question where it says, can data tags be used within OneSignal's journeys? And the answer is yes. Data tags can definitely be used within our OneSignal journey feature. The nice thing about journeys is you actually are just creating messages to send to your users as they hit specific points of your user journey. So it's similar to what I just walked through in terms of typing a message and adding in your personalization. So data tags can definitely be used with our journeys feature. The next question is, how can I find and confirm data tags are applied? If you've set up data tags correctly, you'll actually be able to see the user with a tagged value in our OneSignal dashboard. So on the user's page, I can show you all really quickly, just since I have our demo account here. So again, the question is, how can I find and confirm that data tags are being applied? So if you go to our audience tab and then all users, this will take you to this nice kind of spreadsheet. And if you scroll all the way to the right, you'll be able to see we have this entire column called tags. So you can see here when tags will be added. And for anyone that doesn't have tags, they'll just have a blank here. And if for some reason you get to this page and you're not seeing this, up at the top here, we have little options where you can add these columns. So just make sure tags is checked and then hit apply. But again, you can definitely see how tags are being added or confirm if they're being added just by going to audience, all users, and then scrolling to this tags column, excuse me. Great. Hop back into the slideshow. Any other questions? All right, next question is, can you use the default value in tags in multi-language? I'm not sure I quite understand, but it sounds like if you're just wanting to incorporate another language into the default. Yep, so the default, you can actually enter in whatever you'd like to be the default. So you should be able to enter in another language with no issues, just as I showed you before. So anything that you want as a default, if you want to say hola, you can actually add that. It doesn't necessarily have to be English. Hopefully that answered the question, but if not, just let me know. All right, the next question is, do you have any performance data that prove personalized messages perform 4 times better, or any kind of data along that line? Yeah, so we do. So generally, a lot of the data that you can find that we've done, or that OneSignal has conducted, or analysis, I should say, that OneSignal has conducted, you can find on our website in our blog section, and as well as probably mostly in the blog section is where I would go to find some of our write-ups on some of this analysis. I know we're probably working on coming up with a new kind of overview of what we've done or analysis of what we've done over the past year, so from 2021. We'll definitely be sharing that on our blog and hopefully sending that out in a newsletter as well. But definitely head to our website. We have, there's kind of a resources section, which is where you can find our blog and additional helpful guides and tips and tricks as well. But definitely we've done some data and tried to highlight it that mostly in our blog on our OneSignal website. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Any other questions? Great. Well, it looks like a little pause. Feel free to keep on entering any questions that you might have. Just wanted to thank you all for joining me today for this webinar on message personalization. Hopefully you all feel a little bit more comfortable with adding data tags and how you can add personalization to your messages. It's been my pleasure to kind of share this information with you. If you all do have more questions, please don't hesitate to contact our support team to help you. We're available as much as we can. You can reach us at just support@onesignal.com with any questions that you might have, and we'll be happy to help.